What's going on, guys? Thanks for coming back, checking out this video. Well, got an XJ in the garage. Haven't had one in the garage for a little while. This is a buddy of mine. He bought a rough country 3-inch lift kit that comes with, your springs, your add leaf, and some shocks, and all the hardware you're going to need to install it on your XJ here. So this is a 2-wheel drive XJ. It's pretty much the same thing if it was 4-wheel drive, but it should be really easy to install. The rough country stuff actually looks pretty darn good. This right here is just an added on little track bar bracket. I'm going to use in the front to help keep the alignment, keep the axle straight. And yeah, we're just going to go and throw it on real fast. But before we do that, I'm going to take some measurements to see where we're at, so I can see how much of a lift it really does. Because I'm real curious to see how much lift I get of these coils, because I'm pretty sure the old coils that are on here are pretty saggy and old, because this thing's a 2001, so it's almost 20 years old. So I'm kind of curious to see how much lift we really get with these 3-inch lift coils here. And the add leafs, they're going to do 2 inches probably, but we'll see how that goes. Alright, so hey, I'm pretty sure these are Ford Explorer wheels. Pretty cool, but as far as the front goes, we're sitting at right about 30 inches. Alright, 30 right here. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to go get the back. We are looking at about 30 1/4. Alright. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to start with the front, jack it up, pull the wheels off, and we're going to start by pulling the shocks off, disconnecting sway bars, pulling the springs right out. It should be really simple. Alright, so the first thing that has to be done is we're going to have to disconnect the track bar. This is this bolt right here. It's going to be 15mm. We're going to pull that right out, lower the track bar. That's going to allow the axle to move back and forth. But if you look, this is a 2-wheel drive XJ, and it's just missing the differential here. It's pretty much all the same thing. Okay, so right here we have the drop bracket that's going to go in here, mounted in here, and we are going to have to drill a hole right here for the new drop bracket. But that's going to allow us to keep some of that alignment going on. Alright, so here's the flag nut real quick. Bam. So the way this is going to work is this new guy's going to bolt in right here. Okay, throw a bolt through here, and then we're going to have to drill a hole here. The track bar is going to go here, and that's going to keep our axle kind of where it needs to be with lift. Alright, now you're going to want to go and disconnect the sway bar on both sides. Hold on to all this because I'm reusing this. Alright, get that out of the way. Your next step is not going to be these guys here or the spring. You're going to come up here to the shock, and we're going to do this first. We're going to do this one that's going to be 15mm, where you're going to use the weight of the axle to help us zip that guy off. So 15mm on an extension, little impact action. There you go, no problem. Pull that guy off, set him up here for later. And we're gonna do both sides at the same time. So I'm gonna do the other side. All right, on this side over here, you're gonna have to use a wrench or something because you can't get tools in there. You got all your brake stuff in the way, but you can do it by hand. It might take a little bit, but not too bad. Having some of these flexible speed wrenches really helps things out. Just gonna zip this guy off as fast as we can. All right, now that we got the shock loose, now we're gonna go ahead and take off this spring retainer here. That's just gonna be a 13mm. Then we're gonna hit up these bolts here for the shock, and then we should be able to just yank the spring out. A little bit of persuasion, okay? So go here. Okay. Back. Retainer. So the shock, you're gonna want to use a 1/2-inch open-end wrench or a 13mm, and then actually use like one of your ratchets with the depot socket. Come up underneath it and zip it loose like this. It has a nut under there. Got it. Boom. All right, get this guy out of the way. Throw him over here. Now, we're gonna have to just push down. We're gonna have to just get the spring, and we can either go this way, or we can go this way with it. If you have a long pipe or a pry bar, you can stick right here and sit on it and bring the axle down and just get that guy right over here. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. All right, so check it out, new spring, old spring, it's just a little bit taller. This side is the harder side to do, to squeeze the spring in there. And if it becomes kind of super hard, we'll end up lifting up the other side of your jack, okay? And angling the axle this way to help me get it in there. But I don't know yet if I have to do that or not. All right, so that's not too bad. It's not really a gigantic spring or anything, but there is a certain way you're supposed to put this thing in, okay? It does, the end of the spring does fit in this little pocket here. All right, but there you go. Yes, I know that it's missing the bump stop, but this isn't my car. The guy doesn't really want to spend any money right now. We can always put one in later. So go and do the other side. It should be exactly the same thing. This side is a whole lot easier, okay? So we're gonna compress this side and angle the axle so I get the other side in. All right, now we can go install the front shocks, which is be super duper easy. We'll just move back up and we're done with the front. Reuse the old hardware. This from the bottom here. Okay, give us some new hardware for the top. We're not going to reuse the old stuff. Go up here, just drop it on. Drop the cap on. New nut. Spring retainer goes back on. So I got everything tightened up. Tight, 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 tight. Hook this back up after I get the other side done. And that's it. All right, track bar bracket. No problem. Okay, so right here, you're gonna have to drill the hole and put a bolt through here. That's to give it some extra strength. Track bar bracket. Track bar will end up going up just like this. Send the bolt through there. I'm gonna have to shift the whole thing over a little bit, but it won't be too bad. All right, so the rear add leaves are really easy to install. All we're gonna do, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna disconnect the shock. You got an 18mm nut here. You got some 13mm holding the shock up there. We're gonna do that first, get rid of both shocks on both sides. And then we're gonna disconnect the axle U-bolts from both sides at the same time. You might wanna take a look at your brake line. Just make sure you have enough room to drop the axle all the way down and out of the way. Then we'll take apart the leaf pack here. So, first things first is the shocks. Right now, so get your jack, put it under the diff, put a little bit of tension on it. I'm gonna put a little bit of tension on these leaves, just a little bit. And then we're gonna take apart the U-bolts here. The nuts that you have right here, they're gonna be 18 millimeter. You're gonna do it on both sides. Start with these two in the front, and then go to the other side so we can disconnect the sway bar so I get my tools up in here a little bit easier. Alright, so both sides up. Then move the sway bar out of the way. Okay, kind of get it out of the way here a little bit. Go after these guys in the back. Alright. Let the jack down just a little bit. Alright, there goes the axle there. It's nice and free. Then we can start taking apart the leaf pack. What we're going to do is unclip these clips you have here with the screwdriver. It's going to be a little challenging, but you can get it done. The reason why I'm going to do it on the car is because these bolts can sometimes be seized up back here and be a super pain in the ass, and I don't want to deal with it. I'd rather just deal with the leaf spring itself. So we'll go ahead and take this apart right here. Alright, so I got this 13 millimeter nut just soaking into WD-40 for a little while. I'm gonna get the C-clamp, put it on the leaf just so it doesn't jump out and try to kill me when I try to take this thing off. It's gonna, just to kind of hold the pack. And we're gonna go after this guy. Hopefully this comes off and I don't have to just cut it off. Like this one's spinning here, I'm going to use some pliers. Problem here. Pin right out. No, we're not going to reuse that. And then take this guy apart. So with the add-a leaf, one of these sides is longer than the other, okay? So if you get your tape measure out, measure it. Put the hole this way, look at about 20. We're looking at about 22 here. Okay, so the long side is going to be the back side of the Jeep. Okay, like this. All right, what I'm going to do is start to stack this guy. Okay. Throw it back in, and then we'll use the clamp to kind of hold everything together, and then we'll put the new little ties on there. Alright, so we're just gonna get this guy, stick the pack up here, get our new nut, so just hold it Okay, we don't want to use that nut to compress all this because you'll strip the threads on that guy there. Okay. Tighten this guy up. Good and tight. Okay, so we're gonna make this side nice and tight right here. We want this to be nice and tight because I'm gonna put a clamp right there. Okay, here are the clamps it comes with. Now you can either do it like this, okay, or you can do it like this. It doesn't really matter, however you prefer. But I'm gonna do it like this. Go down like that. Okay. Okay. Make sure we're all nice and tight. There to there. You can grab this. Okay. Just got to bend them over. Make that as tight as I can. Bend that over. Oh, and all these really do is prevent the leaves from moving this way, okay? Okay, so I forgot on the other side to tell you that under the spring here, there's this little indentation here. There's a hole right here. That's where you want to put it. Like this, okay? And put it all together right there. That's to prevent it from moving up and down like that. All right, rough country 3-inch lift, all done. Go and take some measurements now and see what we have afterwards. We got about 33 and a half, a little shy of 33 and a half. And in the back, we got about 33 and a quarter. All right, cool. That's what we end up with. It's on these Ford Explorer tires and everything like that. But yeah, not too bad for a real budget lift. You can definitely tell that it's lifted up here in the front now. It looks pretty different. So, well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. And that's it for this one. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button if you liked the video. You guys take care, be safe, have a great weekend. Later.